Hello friends, here we are back again in my kitchen. I'm Tom, and today we're going to look at making acorn squash. So a little hard to peel, so you have two different ways to do this so that you don't have to peel it. So the first one we're going to look at is stuffing this with a combination of caramelized onions, Italian sausage, or you could use just regular breakfast pork sausage, or you could use a chicken sausage, and some Granny Smith apples. So I have a cut up, sliced thinly yellow onion. Gonna just put that into the heated pan. Gonna let those caramelize. That's gonna take about 25 minutes. We're gonna stir those a little frequently to get that going. Have another pan heating here. Have a teaspoon, not a teaspoon, a whole clove of crushed garlic. That's going to take like a whole 45 seconds to make this kitchen smell wonderful. So we'll just let that go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, it's almost done. You want to do that slowly, you don't want it to brown. That's in there, so now I'm going to take the Italian sausage, about a half a pound, out of its casing. So I'm going to put that in there now. And I'm just going to break this up a little bit. And let that do its thing. Let's go over to the other counter and take a look at how we're going to slice up this, what we call a winter squash, because it has a very hard skin to it, unlike a zucchini, another type of squash, that has a soft skin to it. So it's on the cutting board, and again, this is one of those where you want to have a sharp knife, because fewer accidents happen with sharp knives, more accidents happen with dull knives. So basically what we're going to do is just cut it in half, put it in the oven on parchment paper, let it roast for about 20 minutes or so till it's basically cooked, and then we're going to fill it. So have the big knife, and let's just tilt you down a little bit. So we have all these nice little ribs here, and as Julia Child would say, with the power of conviction, you're just gonna, just jam it in there, and it's open. Have all those nice seeds in there. Let's grab a nice spoon. These seeds can come out. You can roast them, salt them a little bit, maybe add a little chili powder. And have them as a nice snack. Okay. So that was done. Let's just grab a sheet here, lined with parchment. I'm going to put that skin side down into a 400-degree oven. Okay. So that recipe, we're going to look at sausage, onions, apples, thyme, garlic, rosemary. You can also add spinach to that, or be healthier, add kale. I don't like kale, so we won't. So I know my friend Gail will say, that's too many ingredients. What can we do that's simpler? So let's take another squash, and we're actually going to slice this into rings. So again, be careful with your knife, and just crack it in there. Watch those fingers. And again, if they are not even slices, that's okay. Let's see if I can get this one in half. Perfect. So I have another baking sheet, again covered with parchment paper. We'll just do a quick little run around here, get the seeds out of this. So we have 7 nice rings here. Roasting just brings out so much of that natural flavor, and these will be tender, sweet, easy to get the hard skin off. But I'm just going to dust these with some chili pepper because it will be sweet. So I think a little heat will go nicely with the natural sweetness. But just in case, here's a little, maple syrup. Just pour that a little bit on, go around the ring. Okay, so Gail, that's 3 ingredients. You could put a little salt and pepper on that. We could finish that at the end. You might just complain now you don't have a knife or something like that. But easy enough. We're gonna just put these now into the oven along with the ones that are roasting upside down. Okay, that sausage is looking pretty good. Give those onions a little stir. So now for this sausage, I'm just going to break it up a little bit more. We're going to add in a teaspoon of chopped rosemary, fresh, and a teaspoon of fresh thyme. And then I have 1 cut up and diced Granny Smith apple. Cook that until it wilts, so let's say about 5 minutes. And then these onions, they'll probably take about another 20 minutes or so. They're getting nicely browned here, but we really want them caramelized. And then we're going to add the onions into the sausage and apple mixture. So, time to go eat a little piece of cheese, have a glass of wine, and we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Hey friends, we're back. It's been about a half hour and both of our squash dishes are ready. Let's first take a look at the simple one, the 3 ingredient. So here are the delicious rings of butternut squash. And you can see this is why you want to use parchment paper, because it is rather sticky, rather messy, so it's going to make your cleanup much simpler. And you can always test this if you're not quite sure by using a little paring knife, and it should just stick in nice and simply. And when your guests go to eat this, of course it won't be as hot as it is now. The skin just comes right off. Easy enough to do. Now, for the stuffed ones, have our sausage and apples all cooked. The onions have caramelized down very nicely. nice dark golden brown. Just going to mix those up together. You know, depending on what type of sausage you use, you could at this point add a little salt and pepper. I was using Italian sausage, so I think it's pretty flavorful already. So I'm not going to add any. I'm going to go in here and take out our 2 squash halves. Flip them over. And again, we can test those for doneness using the little knife. Goes in nice and easily. So now we just have to take our filling, put the filling, and if you haven't caught along yet, this is a great keto dish. Just have some delicious vegetables, meat, our herbs, but now what we could do is take this and put it back in the oven and put it under the broiler to crisp up. That would be really a nice touch. But for today, we're just going to leave it as this. You can let it cool a bit before you bring it to the table and enjoy. So until we eat again, see you soon.